Child, I feel like everybody has been on one since Keke passed. We got funkydineva, speaking out. We got AL. We got Miss Wanda over there mispronouncing words, misspelling words. Child, it's a whole mess. Okay, but we go get into it. Listen. So the people did not like what Dineva said, um, about Keke. funkydineva accused Keke of offing herself. funkydineva says Mel used Keke to attack Tisha once she didn't need her anymore. Now, we all know that that's a lie, okay? That is a lie. It was Letitia that pointed her hands in Melody's face several times. Your husband cheated, he lied, he did this, and if Melody was ever a friend of yours, like I said before, guys, you can't weaponize somebody's vulnerabilities. You can't throw a rock and hide your hands. You just can't do that. But Tisha does it all the time. She says things and then, not realizing that there is a consequence for saying the wrong things to the wrong somebody. Melody is not here for that, honey. Okay, so yeah, and your cousin did not like you like that. I think everybody needs to take the family part out, but people can't do that, because people are socialized to believe, well, blood is thicker than water, and, that's your family, stick with them, and child, we all know that that's a lie, okay? Quiet is kept, in my opinion. I don't think that Keke liked Letitia and Miss Wanda like that. She wasn't willing to be on their type of time. She wasn't willing to play the games that they play. Okay, they just want you to subjugate yourself to all their bullshit. Okay, they want you to unsee what you see in them. To look past the jealousy, look past the constant having to compare yourself to somebody. That's an insecure person. That's what Letitia does. That's what Miss Wanda does. She did it with the Holtz children, their hair versus Tisha and Marceau kids' hair. They tried to reduce Keke, they tried to reduce her to being addicted, to pills. That's it. That's her identity. Watch out for her. She may steal. Everything is very negative and derogatory, when it comes to Keke. And this is out of the mouths of Miss Wanda, Tisha, Marceau, hell, down to Kimmy and Maurice. Like, they couldn't stand Keke. Okay, but you the first one want to be at the funeral just because you are family. Just simply because of that. That trumps how you treated her while she was on the planet. And I'm so glad that Uncle said, not today, and tomorrow don't look good either. You all don't need to be there. And then y'all are the main ones on social media speaking out. Y'all are the main ones. So much to say. But meanwhile, Tisha, you said in your interview, she's dead to me. I want nothing to do with her. And like I said, that's fine. But that's the truth. Okay? Not, oh, well, if I wish I could turn back the hands of time. No, you're just saying that, because she's not here anymore. You didn't like her like that, and that's fine. She didn't like you like that. She saw past your BS. And Tisha would have always wanted Keke to have this blind loyalty to her just simply because they are family. So if Keke would have been a cast member of Love and Marriage Huntsville, for many of years, it would have always been, well, you going and taking other people's side over my side, and I'm your family, and you should be like, Tisha does that same thing with everybody. Before it was Keke, it was Kimmy, and Kimmy said, I wouldn't even have anything to do with you if it like didn't come down to our husbands being brothers. If I wasn't married into the family, I wouldn't have nothing to do with you. You speak a different language than I do. And Tisha doesn't want to hear the truth. She's exhausting. She's too much. Too much. That's why Marceau don't even be dealing with her like that. Because it's too much, but he likes her, and their dynamic works because he can control her. Okay? That's why some of you women are married now, because you're willing and able to be controlled. Now, some of you all got married for love, and you may have real love, but I don't think that's everybody. I think that there are women like Letitia out there that love being controlled, that feels that that's love, and he's the big man, and I'm not supposed to have an opinion about anything, and and it's just like, girl, we see you. Okay? I did not like Funky Dineva saying, he felt like she may have offed herself. I felt like that was a bit much. So, yeah, Tisha brought that on herself. She did. She did, because Keke was willing to tell a truth about Tisha that Tisha was not willing to tell about herself or her marriage. That's all it was. Everybody's caught up with who the messenger is. She's family. They ain't even really grow up together like that. Keke's mother is the complete opposite of Miss Wanda. The lady sounds intelligent, like, whew, she got a good vocabulary. She don't butcher the English language, honey, okay? Funky Dineva says Keke's pain from being on Love and Marriage Huntsville was self-induced. She chose to come on this show to go against her cousin. There's that word. The same cousin that makes up a narrative, like I said, about her marriage being perfect. If it wasn't for Keke, we would have never found out the truth about Marceau being inappropriate with other women. Tisha even tried to make it look like it was such a long time ago. And Keke was like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't that long ago. And AL, he agrees with everything that Funky Dineva said about this. It's a harsh truth. He over there, spewing out his stuff on Keke. We go get to that, honey, in another video. He brought up the uncle not wanting anybody from the cast being at the funeral because of the way that they treated her and the way they isolated her. Keke was mentally unstable. The stress and drama from the show drove her off the deep end. Funky Dineva says he feels no ways tired about Keke. Did he say tired or tied? I think he said tied. She went to the dark side and did dirty work for Mel. Okay, he doesn't feel bad for Keke for her self-induced issues. But yeah, I felt like it was disrespectful, insensitive, and uncouth for him to say that. Y'all know I am a really big fan of Dineva. But what I will say is he never liked Keke. So his statement is very consistent. It is with what he has always said about Keke. I feel like the Scotts did a good job of, just making people believe the worst about Keke. Yeah, but she had addiction issues and, and child, Tisha has issues. Marceau has issues. They don't talk about their real life on that show. That's why the boy AL was out here trying to expose them. He was trying to give you the real tea on Marceau and Tisha. Now, now he's not cool with Mel, and all of a sudden he's on the Scott's team, and he sees it their way, and all of a sudden he likes Destiny. He threw her under the bus too. And she had a really bad interview with him, Destiny. She really did. And I did like the job he did on that interview. But, we see you, AL. We see you, and you just keep talking about Mel, honey. Just stay obsessed, honey. I was like, oh, child, she got Martell on her back. She got that Ooga Booga. The people is obsessed with Miss Melody Cherie Rogers, honey. Okay? And another thing, like I said before, Mel does not have nobody on this show. We have seen many of reunions where Mel will turn to Kimmy, thinking that Kimmy is going to be that nice neutral person from the past, for the first couple of seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville. But no, she's completely on Tisha's side. Completely. Mel don't have nobody. Nobody. Tisha got Marceau. Tisha now got Kimmy. She got Melody's old friend Destiny. Tisha wants everybody on her side. She's so greedy. But Mel couldn't have Keke. I want y'all to think about that. Mel couldn't be cool with Keke. Yeah, but she was using my cousin, and they have a relationship. You're on this show, bitch, talking shit about me and reminding me of what my nigga did to me. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get with somebody that know your family. That know you. Okay, that's not gonna have all this blind loyalty to you for no reason. Okay? So, yeah. Get out of here. Y'all gotta really, look at that and how sick it is. But yeah, Tisha she feel like Mel is a strong woman and Mel can handle it, and she doesn't see Mel as human. She don't think that lady should have anybody on her side or backing her or proving her point, or you got all of that. You got all the damn support. Okay? What happened to Kimmy's support dog? I wonder. A married woman, honey, needs a support dog. Okay? See, that's one of the first signs. You know you're not with the right man. You need a damn dog. So let's see what the people got to say about funkydineva. So one person says the most can't even get the words out, honey. The most disturbing thing is the fact that he needed to get this off his chest. He's still mad at a dead person. Another person says he should be canceled forever with his evil ass. Another person says a family is grieving, hurt, and still processing this mentally, and this is what he contributed to their pain. SMH, the devil stays busy. Another person says it's best to say nothing if you can't say nothing good, especially about a deceased person. Funky's message was totally disrespectful. Yeah, it was disrespectful, but at the same time, it was consistent. He's always said that type of stuff. And he was just like, oh, I don't want it to mess up nothing with Marceau and Tisha. He want to be cool with them, and, to each his own. He didn't like Melody either. Talked about her like a dog. Okay? He didn't like Keke. Some people just don't like certain people. But I do believe, honey, he want to be in with them Scotts. Because he want to be down to that black, honey. Okay, down to the ball. Ooh, child, they just keep saying he need to be canceled. Another person says the things he said about Keke was a mirror reflection of himself. Yeah, I think he totally bought into Tisha and Marceau's narrative about Keke, where she was, emotionally unstable and she had addiction issues. And, she wasn't strong enough to be on the show. It was definitely kind of given like Katie from Real Housewives of Potomac, like, oh, y'all remember when Ashley told her, yeah, you're just not even strong enough to be around the group. And meanwhile, this bitch is taking forever and a day to get a divorce. You got the money. Okay, it's like, I can't stand them witches on Potomac because, honey, you got bitches in the hood that's leaving niggas every day with less money. They taking the bus. They got to take cabs. Okay? They on government assistance. Listen, times is hard. And you got Ashley. Okay? You got Ashley that has money from being on Real Housewives of Potomac. And hell, it's like, girl, get the damn divorce. Choose you. Stop trying to attach yourself to this old ass man like you don't know who you are without him. You have money. Yeah, but I still need Michael. See, that's greed. That's greed. And when you move like that, you gonna stay stagnant. But yeah, just weak. Yeah, but that's what all of this is giving. People have bought into. That's why it's important to watch what you say about folks. Because you spreading a narrative. It's the same damn thing with what everybody is doing now. Now that Keke is passed, people trying to blame Mel. Yeah, look at that last scene and how Mel just discarded her and she didn't need her anymore. She didn't need her to do her dirty work. She disposed of her. Martell was right. Okay, now Stormy sees how Mel is. Destiny, she said Mel was this way. Oh, and Tisha, she's the first one that spoke out on Mel. See, she has a pattern. We heard Destiny come out and say that. Same shiggity. It's these narratives. But when you really watch the show, you know what to believe is right there. That's if you're willing to see it. The venom he spewed out about Keke at this time makes him sound so ice cold, hateful, distasteful, mean-spirited, and extra disrespectful. Yeah, and I didn't like the tone of, yeah, well, see, she threw that drink on Tisha, and, this was karma for what she did. You did all that malicious stuff to your family. What about what the family did to her? Shit, okay, don't make me come out and be Terry from Soul Food, honey. Okay, fuck the family. The family fucked my husband. I said, shout out to Soul Food, though. One of my favorite movies, and I love the show. If you love the show, too, put it in my comments, and we can talk about it in the membership, because I want to talk about different shows, you guys, that have meaning to me, like Girlfriends, The Game, and like those type of shows. Hell, we can talk about Sister, Saved by the Bell. I just want to talk about my shows. Love Is. Oh my God, if you loved Is, put it in the comments. That was my shit, and we didn't get a second season. I'm still mad about that, y'all. Oh, child. Got my pressure all up. That was my shit. But yeah, and this is the thing with funkydineva. Like I said, he's polarizing, but he has his issues. He was put out there for having addiction issues, not paying rent. See, he has literally kind of the same image in a way as Keke, in a sense. So that's another thing that's very interesting about all of this. Because that was kind of your reputation, sir, before you got popping and started making all this money. Another person says, regardless of what went down when she was alive, she tried to correct her wrongs. The people didn't want her apology, yet all up in her service, disrespecting the family wishes. Funky just an old bitter dude with an ugly attitude towards life, period. I don't care how much money he makes, he still displays misery. Yeah, people see certain stuff. Another person says he was beyond insensitive. Keke is no longer here to defend herself, and funkydineva blames everything on her when there are several videos that display how awful she was treated by the Scotts. funkydineva is aware that her husband, father, mother, and children will hear this. He spoke like he definitely knows what happened to Keke. funkydineva better not be surprised if he sued for defamation. Furthermore, I don't want to hear no lame apology from him. He said what he said, point blank, period, SMH. Yeah. Yeah, it was, just inappropriate. Even if you felt like that and, it was just like, yeah, well, And then I didn't like the tone of it where it was like, yeah, she offed herself. She was so unhappy from not being on the show. And I'm going to say this, I think not being on that show may have been a relief. Because this show is very, messy. Come on. So, yeah, she probably wanted to be on the show and didn't want to leave the show the way in which she did. But, yeah. I'm kind of relieved, she got off the show. Because it just, it was, beginning to be a lot, and, I don't know. I just still feel bad that it ended, like this, you guys. But I really like Keke. I think that Keke, was very intelligent. She was very determined. She was a professor. Don't nobody ever talk about that. Okay, she was everything that Tisha wasn't. Confident, no nonsense, to the point, to your face. You're gonna hear me, very convincing, very commanding, very, come on, bitch, come on. That's my girl. I love me some Keke Jabarr. I did. I didn't like that she went over there to AL, and like I said before, I feel like Keke wanted to be liked by everybody and wanted, to let people in on the journey, that she was going through on the show. Maybe she felt overwhelmed, but it looked like some people pleasing was in there. And, it don't matter. None of us is perfect. We all have our crosses to bear. We all have our lessons in life that we need to learn, and I just feel like that's that. So, rest in peace to Keke. It doesn't, change how I feel about Keke. I felt like she was a good person. And I like somebody willing to tell the truth and tell it like it is. Even with the stuff with her husband. See, y'all not looking at certain stuff the right way. Even Tisha thought, oh, I'm going to say that Keke and her husband had affairs. And she was like, and your point? And so what? We sure did. Is Tisha, was she over there when she was being asked questions? No. She was constipated. We couldn't get shit out. Okay? We couldn't squeeze that grape, honey. Okay, we couldn't pop that cherry, child. We couldn't do it, honey. It was Keke that had to get up in there and, turn the stove on. Because, yeah, Tisha wanted to keep playing with us. Stop playing with us, Tisha. Just admit that the man liked the booty pig and he was being inappropriate. Well, that was a long time ago, girl. And Keke was like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't no long time. I was like, come on, Keke. So, yeah, and what I see with Tisha and Keke's dynamic is, Tisha resented her, and they just so happened to be family. Listen, life isn't fair, right? And you sometimes find yourself related to people, and they can't take your strong personality. They can't take your confidence. They can't take you being no nonsense. They can't take you backing up, all the bullshiggity you put out there. They cannot take that. So, yeah, Tisha was always going to resent Keke because Keke had the courage to be herself, where I feel like Tisha is still trying to figure out who she is. That's why she's always trying to copy and paste other people's identities, i.e. Melody and Stormy. Especially Melody, though. It was, that's why she can't take Mel. They got stuff going for them, and what a lot of people will do is they will have this internal battle with you where they hate you because you are the representation of, what they will never be. They don't even try. They just really resent you, and they're so sensitive to every little thing you do, and every little thing you do, it hurts them, and they have to be the victim. And these type of people are neurotic. They are exhausting. They are tired, delayed, and it's just team too much. Y'all remember what Kimmy said to Tisha on, that reunion. I just don't think that Tisha lives in the same world. I'm paraphrasing. She doesn't live in the same world I live in. She just doesn't. Even Carlos alluded to Tisha being immature. She is. She is. And several times, when it pertains to Melody, she brought a gun to a knife fight. Just saying all this mean and hurtful stuff. And it's just kind of like Sonny, like, yeah, I'm saying it, but, I'm saying it because it's true, and, and I'm going to disrespect you, and you're supposed to allow me to do it. And then when you do it to me, I'll cry wolf, and it's like, and the only person that care about your tears is your mother. That's why she's always out here in the streets, trying to fight your battles. Your husband is even tired, and he go put up a little united front right now because he knows that he needs to, but it's a mask. Okay, he's just doing that so he's not called out by the public. Okay, so it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this right now, and he'll go right back to drifting away from you because he know you got issues. And you don't take accountability. And it's always like a little kid, what somebody else did to you. It's never what you did to them. How you press their buttons. You spoke on Mel's marriage several times. Yeah, but what I'm saying is true. It doesn't mean it's your place to say it if you were ever a friend to this woman. Do you understand that? Because you don't. Yeah, but she trying to destroy mine because your shit is already fucked up. Dr. Francis knows it. That's why Marceau didn't want to go back to him, because he doesn't want to hear the truth. He doesn't want anybody but himself controlling the relationship. Okay? He wants to be able to control everything. He doesn't care about your input. And you're always like, oh, well, we're this power couple, and I'm going to give everybody the blueprint. Girl, no, y'all not a power couple. Y'all are not. No, he's running the show. It's easy to be in a relationship like that. A marriage. It's easy. Just give up all your wants, your needs, your values, what you stand for. Just give it all up and let him do it, because it'll look good. It'll translate. And, Tisha strikes me as somebody that's, big into, I look good on paper. There are people like that. As long as it look good on the outside, it don't have to really be about anything on the inside. We won't do the internal work, but as long as we can keep up appearances, people will believe, our bullshiggity, and we're not buying it. That man has told you, you don't have the right to have an opinion about this. You don't have the right. You need to stop. You need to not have and that's why I could never be in a marriage or any relationship like that where somebody is making me disown a part of myself, a part of my identity. And now that I think about it, you know, he contributes to the way in which she is. You know, he does. He contributes to it. She's always being told she's wrong for her feelings, and that's not love. Now, like I said before, you know, their dynamic is all over the place. There are some good parts as far as like Marceau calling out certain stuff in her, not being accountable. And I've kind of watched some episodes in the past. He always said that to her, which is true. She's still with Marceau because he's a big part of her identity and, you know, who she is. And I want to be known as being married, and, you know, and it's just like, and women will stay in marriages to keep up appearances, to point at their ring. And it's all about status, you know, so that is who, you know, Tisha is. And this narrative of, oh, Keke was so jealous of her life, I don't believe that. Her husband seems to be more aligned with her. I heard the beautiful message that he had for her at her funeral, and it was so beautiful, and I could tell he really loved her and will miss her and cherish her forever. So now, will we ever get that out of Marceau? This same man, we couldn't get him to get up to say a few kind words. He didn't want to renew no vows, or see, everything is about what he wants to do. You know, he makes Tisha deny her needs, her wants. He dismisses what she wants and needs. You know, it's always put on the back burner. It's always, we will get to it later. It's not made a priority. So it's just like, she has decided to participate in this dynamic. And she can't get mad at people, like Mel said, when we're not buying it. Because, honey, we see. Our eyes see. And I refuse to play Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder to y'all bullshiggity. Okay? So, anyways, you guys, that's all I have to say about all of this. And I will check you guys out in the next video.